Hey guys, this is Eve with Scrapbooking with Me, and I have had a request to make one of the little snowman boxes to show how that's made and leave all the measurements, that kind of thing. Those are out there, I know, all over Pinterest and all over the internet, but you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 8.5 by 9. Then this is going to be kind of a small box that you can put some treats and things in. You can make them larger if you want to, just adjust your measurements. You're going to start out on the 8.5 inch side and make sure that you're on the 8.5 inch side. You're going to score at 3. Let's see, I need to make sure that's up against there. Score at 3 and at 5.5. And a good thick cardstock helps too. This is really thick. This is a Nina white cardstock. Then on the 9 inch side, you're going to score at 3 and at 6. Okay, so that is on the 8.5, you score at 3 and 5.5, turn it one turn, and then you score at 3 and 6. Now, all of these measurements will be over on my blog with photos, so we're going to lay that aside for just a second. Then we're going to get our piece for the hat. This is the hat for the little snowman, and it should be cut at 5 by 4 3/4. Make sure, yes, 5 by 4 3/4. And all you're going to do is score at 1 inch on all sides. So just score at 1 inch all the way around. Okay, you can lay the scoreboard aside for a minute. I don't think we're going to need it anymore, but if we do, we'll drag it back out. And you can go ahead and fold and burnish your score lines. On the bottom piece right here, you've got the 4 corners. On one side, you want to cut up on that score line all the way to the first score line to make it like that. Now, we don't need all of this tab, so I'm going to cut about half of it or a little bit more off. And then I'm going to keep these pieces for stamping because this is a good stamping cardstock. And I'm going to go ahead and wedge just a little bit out on top and bottom because I don't want this sticking up on any of the sides. And when you wedge it, it just makes it go together a little bit easier. And then I'm just going to turn it one turn. Do this again. Put it up to that score line, and then I'm going to cut part of that off. Keep that piece for stamping. Do a little bit of a wedge right there and on the edge. I'm going to turn it a turn again. Oops. Okay. One more. Now, you could have made this where all of your little tabs is on the same sides and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter, believe me. Once it's put together, it's going to be a box. Now, you're going to put some good strong adhesive on these tabs. And I'm just going to use my score tape. And you want to put one right up near the score line. And I go ahead and put one down at the bottom of that little tab too. You don't have to, but I do, just because I don't want it standing up on the inside of the box or popping up. And you want to take your backing off your score tape and then just bring these sides up to match, just like that. Bring your corners together. All of the little tabs go on the inside. And see, since we mitered those corners, they don't stick up. So you don't have to do any trimming. And last one. So there is your little box. And it ends up being, looks like 2.5 by 3 is the size of it. And then it is 3 inches tall. So that's a nice size box. You could put a candle in there, some treats, little cookies, whatever. Okay, now we're going to work on the hat. And all we're going to do here is just cut up on that score line and then just wedge out a little bit on each side. Now we just want to put this little hat together, and I'm just going to use my art glitter glue on these little tabs. Just going to use my bone folder to press that down to make sure that glue adheres well. And that fits just perfect. So there's the beginning of it. Now, I have seen some that have the little wings on the hats. I didn't want my hat to look like that, so I'm just going to leave mine like this. But if you do want the little wings on it, you would just need to cut another piece twice the size of this, and then just score it down the center and glue it on there, and it'll make the little wings on there. But I'm not going to do mine like that. Let's see. This piece is 1 inch. I'm going to cut this piece of glitter cardstock down to 1/2 inch. This one is 1 inch right now. So I'm going to cut it down to 1/2. And then once I get that done, I'll come back and reinforce those lines. This is the Cricut glitter, or I think they call it shimmer, but glitter cardstock. It doesn't shed. And right now it's half price for the whole pack. So that's a great deal. I am going to put some score tape on the back of this. Okay, now I just run mine right down at the bottom. You can do either or, doesn't matter. So there is our little brim for our hat so far. Okay, I punched out some little cheeks. These are with a 1/2 inch circle punch, little pink cheeks. I cut a little orange nose, and then with my crocodile, I punched out some little eyes, and the mouth. These are just with my crocodile. I'm just going to put a little dot of glue where I want the eyeballs. So these little eyes right there. And let's put a little nose down. And then we have some pieces here for the mouth, but we're going to put the cheeks on first. Put the little rosy cheeks right there, and right there maybe. Then we'll dot his little mouth in here. Here we go. There's the little mouth. And you can also use ribbon on this. Now, I have also punched out more of my little, I'm going to call these ivy branches. I know that's probably not what they are, but I punched out more of these with my punch. Love my punch. And I'm going to use my hot glue just to make a little puddle right there. Put these down on there. I really think 3 is going to be enough. And then instead of using bling, what I did is I went back and I took my crocodile again, and I just used the large side, and I punched out 3 of those little berries. That's what I'm going to call them, 3 little berries. And I'm going to put these on here. So if you don't have a tiny punch, just use your crocodile. It makes a good punch. And you can make your own bling. Look at that. Looks just like bling. There we go. And that should be dry enough that I can pull it up now. That's the good thing about these mats. Glue doesn't stick to it, and it gives you a chance to pull everything up. My glue strings. Okay, then we're going to put that right there. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue right there. And glue that down. And there is our little snowman box. Quick, easy, and simple. And like I said, you can use ribbon around through here. I'll probably make some and use ribbon, and some like this. You could put little poinsettias here, snowflakes, just whatever you have. But doesn't that make that super cute? Alright guys, that is it. I will put all these measurements over on my blog. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And when that little bell pops up, click that bell so that you'll be notified when we put up a new video. Also up here at the top is 2 more videos that you might like to watch. Down here in the bottom is the link to our store. We are still having our 40% off clearance sale this week only. So after this week, it's over with. And then if you click over here on my face, you can subscribe straight from there. We will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.